Alright, this is the Lord of Sin. Just finalizing the last bit of stuff. It says the video output is low. Alright, well, let's minimize that completely. I'm just trying to finalize the last bit of stuff so we can get people in and get the word out. Hopefully that makes it a little bit better. Okay. Alright. And can we hear audio, perhaps? I wonder. Okay. There we go. I'm sorry, guys. Thank you very much for your patience. I'm just trying to get this stuff all set up the rest of the way. Let's go into here so that I can keep an eye on the live stream there. On that one. It's kind of crazy how I have to do all this stuff. But I have to do what I have to do to try to keep everything flowing perfectly. Heracles. Alright, this is the Lord of Sin. I want to thank everybody who made yesterday's episode 1 of Season 1 of the new Star Traders Frontiers a success. As far as I'm concerned, it was an absolute success. Because of that, I want to continue it on. I mean, I want to keep riding this out and about. And let's see here. Make sure I'm doing it all. Alright, let's go to that. That way I can pay attention to things. Alright, guys, I am currently on the... Why did that come up with that? That's not how it's supposed to come up. Okay, I'm currently in the live chat for YouTube, as well as in the arcade floor of the Discord. I forgot to add the Discord settings. My bad, I apologize sincerely. And I bet you guys cannot even see the screen. Let's just make sure. I want to get through here. Getting the last bit of stuff because I have to get my drink as well. So if you're in the chat or inside of the Discord on the arcade floor, this is Lord of Sin. I am paying attention. I'm here. I'm talking. We're getting ready to get this going. We did really well yesterday's episode. And wow, I am dropping frames like nobody's business. I may have to keep messing with the settings here. But let me go ahead and put this on. No, not just yet. I want to make sure it's doing well. I want to see if I can hear. As soon as I can hear myself, I'm going to go ahead and start, but I may have to readjust, as I mentioned before, the video. I'm not sure. I'm losing a lot of frames. I tried to readjust some settings from yesterday to see if I could get a better run on the settings and get it to look better. Okay, now I've got audio that I can hear. I've got one person watching. All right, here we go. All right, let's hope that this is actually going to work, and we're into the game. Let's go ahead and get this done. We're going to load our captain from yesterday and continue the adventure of Captain Rowe, the Devaltos smuggler. And I'm going to be going over a couple of things. I did jump ahead as yesterday when we were going through, and I put some different things down, like the fact that there's now a seed here too. But I was playing on the default map. I did not go through and show a lot of the different options for customability that you have available to you. So because of that, and that lack of going through that, I will be covering some of those things today, because I know that I noticed in the Steam discussions that there were some people who were kind of curious as to a tutorial. So as I've done tutorials for many of the other Star Traders games or just the Treacy Brothers games, I will most likely be also doing an additional either a primer or just consider this first season as kind of a tutorial as well, so we can kind of get people engaged and interested in and get them going. Alright, so let's go ahead and continue on with Captain Rowe here. Is everything okay? Can you guys, is the audio coming across? Is the video doing well. I'm waiting for it to catch up here. Alright. Now, I'm also playing this in full screen mode on my screen. So I want to see if that might make a little bit of a difference as far as how the visuals were concerned, as far as how these numbers come across. These are supposed to be like with a slight background of black, I believe, and then yellow. These are yellow. So if they come across as anything other than yellow, then that won't work. Now, looking up here, if I remember correctly...
This is the LordofSyn.
Oh, no. Give me just a second. Why am I getting...
stuff? It says the video output is low.
My bad. Give me just a second here.
Completely.
I didn't realize that I had that going. I don't want to pick up
so we can get
duplicates here. There we go. Let's turn that off down there. And we are going to be good to go. I believe. This is Steam. The video output is low, it says. How is the stream health? Can you guys getting this? Anybody getting the stream pretty decently now? Oh, no, I didn't want to go there. We all keep secrets. I'm no different, says Charlie Torberg. Okay, so this, if I remember correctly, this is the health of the captain, because it's here. This is the amount of rep that we have in the area that we're in, and this planet is a Devoltos. This is their flag. This is their, and then we're at the planet of Elk. The date is 210 years, 210.51 weeks. This is the weeks, and this is the number of years. So 210 years after the event, so to speak. And if you've watched my Star Traders 4X video, then you'll know what that is. This is roughly the danger for the planetoid area we're in. It's a tiny world, jungle world, pardon me, with a dense atmosphere. We have 1,400 hull points, and this is our frontier liner. So yeah, this is our health of the frontier liner. This is the health of the captain. All right. So we have all that going for us there. The other things I wanted to do is, yes, I forgot to click on the consult button yesterday. We desperately need fuel. We have like 12 fuel here. All right, and this one, if I remember correctly, faction politics. If you'll notice, as I hover over in the upper right-hand corner of this little dialog box that popped up, you'll see the F, which is the hotkey to get to the faction screen, for example, which is what I just did, and escape to get back out. The known rumors, which you can pick up rumors as you go along. The known contacts that we have in, that we made or have, pardon me, the number of known contacts that we have. Let me click on this, and we've already met Callaghan Fane from yesterday's episode. But these are the people who are contacts that we first rolled up when we made the character. And these are automatically provided to you, and then each of these guys can give different jobs and everything else too. Alright, so I don't remember what we don't have an active mission, do we? Oh, we do. Personal 3 jumps away. Holy moly. Okay, so let's land here, and I've never seen so many ships in one place. Incredible. So we did fail a doctor test. We have safety protocols and passed a pilot test and passed the safety protocols here. These are the different tests that are happening out as you're flying around in space that help with. The better that you upgrade your crew, the easier you'll be to get past those. 4 per unit. Holy moly. I will gladly take those. We could purchase perhaps a new ship, which we don't have the money for, but broadsword class, Dragoon cruiser, Catala heavy lift, Guardian interceptor, Fidelis cutter, Galtech freighter, Frontier liner is the one we currently have, Paladin cruiser. I wish we could rename. I don't believe we can. I don't think that they put that in just yet. Maybe I have to look in the different portion of it. 2 people watching. Thank you guys very much for your support. As we continue on with Captain Rowe, this is episode 2, season 1 of the Let's All Play Star Traders Frontiers. I know people probably don't like me when I do that. Anyway, see up here you have your alert list. Not enough fuel to make the hyperwarp jump, which we didn't before. We do now. We lack enough navigators, skilled navigators. This gives you an idea of the economy of the planet. which in this case, this is the Volto Syndicate, and this is one of their high-tech industrial planets. So they have a fairly decent economy here, very, very famous economy, in fact. Pretty large city, a legendary starport, a massive FDF, which is Forward Defense Force, if I remember correctly. Front Defense Force, Forward Defense Force. Basically, it is the military army for this planet that protects this planet. That's essentially what it does. Shout out to whoever is watching. I don't see names, unfortunately. I cannot see the list of the people who are viewing, I don't believe. Give me just a moment. Let me see if I can look that up, because I have to play this in full screen on my end. This is so I thank you to whoever is viewing, all my viewers, participants. It just shows me. What? That doesn't make sense. Either way, thank you to whoever's watching. Put that way. Woo! Okay, so then you have your government totalitarian, obviously here, because Devoltos is a totalitarian type of government. They have really good spice. This is a spice capital, so spice is very, very well flowing here. But trade law is pretty high. So as a smuggler, it would not. I mean, we have to go through some contacts to be able to get some decent trades done here, or do them in the black market, the underground market. All right. So let's see here. Let's go further along. We can upgrade components, which right now we're not going to, even though we have the monies to do so. I can go into more depth on those when we actually need to do them, and that's when I'll cover those. That clears. This is the number of crew type of components. So you have barracks, you have officer, cabins, and we have what, 3 officers, I believe we have. Xeno pit. Huh. No, we're not buying that, but that's interesting. That's a new thing that I did not see before. Cargo holes and passenger cabins. We have our torpedo Mark Alpha, level 2 torpedo, level 2 railgun, level 1 Phoenix Lance, which is like a quick type of machine gun. Or where's the lance? Go back to the lance. It's like a laser type of machine gun, radiation damage. Alright, let's see here. And then Valiant autocannons. Then ship components, which we don't have. Operations component, we don't have. Let's go to repair, because we should have repaired. My bad. So let's repair that. Let's go to the Spice Hall. We gather our crew in the Spice Hall to relax, pay wages, and recover from wounds. The Quadrant News. Space halls are hubs of information, revelry, rumors, and news. It does not take long to hear the local reports. Syndicate Reichart and Kadar Syndicate begin a trade ban conflict. House Thaloon and Devolto Syndicate begin an alliance conflict. Prince Vincent de Revesh's influence among the Devolto Syndicate continues to grow. Alright. And we can pay wages here. 895. I said, oh, I like this too. Auto job ranks. Man, almost everybody had to level up. Assign new job ranks, pay. And now we're going to have people that we can level up there. We don't need any more recruits. We have the total crew complement that we had that is necessary. I don't think we can recruit. Yeah, we can't recruit anyone. We need navigation badly. Man, too bad there's not a navigator. Can we recruit navigator? No. Okay. Spice Hall. Let's go ahead and spice everybody up. Footing the bill. 40 spice and entertainment's available because this is a spice capital planet, so they're going to have a lot of hubbub going around. Consider like the cantina on a planet. Footing the bill for your crew and officers' time and revelry in space. The Spice Hall is a sure way to raise morale. At this Spice Hall, which has a level 10 rating, each crew member will gain between 5 and 11 morale whenever you pay the time and credits for leave. Once the crew are released into the mix of bar, circus, and bazaar that makes the Spice Hall district, it could be anywhere between 1 to 3 days before they return, because they're just on leave. So let's go ahead and send them off to leave. We've got some time, I think, to kill, and there's a lot of people who got hurt badly. Okay, well, no, not badly, I guess. Captain Rowe took 40 damage there. Yeah, so by and large, little shakeups, but nobody really got hurt, badly hurt, thankfully. Spice all. Let's see if we can make any money off of the stuff that we picked up yesterday. And yeah, let's unload scrap just because I don't want to hold on to it longer. All right, how is the audio, guys? How is the video? Are you guys seeing the yellow still over here, or are these names different colored? How is the audio coming across? Can you hear the game audio pretty decently? Honestly, feedback just helps if you don't mind. All right, social perception, 24 charisma. I would like to point out this little bark box that we have over here, and I'll explain some of the other things that are on screen here too. This bark box not only allows you to see some of the other tests as you pass in the real world itself, as you're going through flying around, but it also gives you things like this. My social perception, because of my 24 charisma, because of the captain has a 24 charisma, has uncovered that Lorne Ergain, one of our illustrious crew members, has the drunk trait. So somebody gets to be drunk here. We have 15 crew who leveled up after being paid at the Spice Hall. Ned Elspaz storyteller trait has increased morale improvement by 2. If I remember correctly, and I could be wrong on this, but I believe that morale improvement goes for all crew that were on leave. I'm not entirely sure on that one. All right, Katrin de Quise's, Katrin de Quise's relaxing leave talent uplifts the crew and adds an additional +7 morale bonus. Penelope Ergain, which I believe might be Lorne Ergain's something, possibly family, gossip trait uncovered a new rumor that the merchant fleet in Garrick Void, which we could follow back up over here. Let me go look at the rumor screen really fast. So the merchant geek in Garrick Void quadrant. Merchants are swarming the Garrick Void quadrant, taking advantage of advantageous trading conditions to purchase resources for their homeworlds. We are more likely to encounter merchants during space travel or during patrolling or blockade. Wary of those who will try to take advantage of them. Merchants are more hostile. That is 6 jumps away. Whoa. Merchants are more hostile and willing to fight to protect their cargo. Merchants are more likely to be traveling with cargo holds packed with valuable resources. This icon states that contacts relying on this quadrant's economic operations may gain influence. This icon looks like a microchip, and the increased economic buzz within the quadrant is more likely to leave traces of valuable intel to be found during black market access or exploring. Now, because we are smugglers and we're Han Soloing the holy moly out of this, black market access is what we're eventually going to be looking at. I just wanted to give that out to you. Is that anything else? Set waypoint? I'm not doing the set waypoint for that. We're not following up on that right now. We did lose 1 reputation from Clan Javat for the trade ban, and I believe it was because of the unloading of the bio waste or the scrap metal that we had. So I think we kind of messed up a little bit there. Let's take a look at the factions, and we can see that. So go down to Javat. Let me do this a little faster. -1 rep. Javat is winning a trade ban by 23 points. I'm going to find out a little bit more about these because that's interesting. Wrestling for economic dominance by using trade bans against each other has lasted 50 weeks so far. So almost a year. 50 weeks in 2 days. And Javad is winning against Devaltos by 23 points. They're going for the gold, guys. They're going for the gold. Alright. I have horrible dad jokes. I'm sorry, guys. I tried my best with... Now, I'm playing it, I believe it at 1400 by 900 p. And I believe that that's possibly why I'm getting this overlapping here. Unfortunately, I can't... thought that this is for this one. I don't know. I'm not entirely sure. Alright, so... let's see here. 3 jumps away for this one. Alright, so let's go ahead and try to do our jumps here. This is the Star Atlas. I wanted to point this out really fast too. This tells you all of the planets that are in the zone that we're currently in. So for example, if I were to go to the map and zoom out, each of these planets These are warp gates. Let me zoom in a bit and I'll show you what I mean. These are planets. This planet, obviously, Ralph Haven. Remember, this is the first planet that we came into when we started this season. This is where we first started off. That's why we have a contact here. Sorry about that. We have a contact here in the Cogen holding. We have Doctor Spice, refuel repair. It's a luxury population. And then this one here is the planet we're currently on, Devoltos High and Tech Industrial, etc., etc. We have the one contact with Prince Fane here. So you can see all of these things. So going back to the Iron Forge Abyss, the current zone that we're in, it shows you that we're at the zone, and this one right here, this is the current one we're at, based on the eyepiece. But there are other planets. So let's look at a completely different one. This is Devoltos Refinery, for example. We can actually set a waypoint if we want to go there or navigate directly to it right now. But it's a large jungle world with a 6 atmo. You want to take a look at these things to kind of get a good idea, especially once you start trading. Like this one, we would not be able to trade anything expensive or black market. It would be very, very difficult because the law on this planet is very extreme. It's very high. There's a Java orbital station, etc. And you're going to have landing records for any planets you've already been on. This one, I believe, also shows... Okay, so maybe this one means that I've already been there before. Yeah, I believe that's what that means then. I also like to, for places that I've been to, do this and change those out. Let's give this a blue star. You know what? Let's not, because I don't want to screw up. I used to, when I was doing the alpha play, I had specific colors of stars that were working out for me as a visual cue. I'll explain those to you guys as we continue to go forward. This one right here is the entire quadrant. I mean, the entire star map. So this way you guys get a good feel. Because we're navigating out, remember the that we're currently doing here is 3 jumps away for the, for Rylene. Remember the Arbiter requested that we follow her to Rylene to get a good feel for what's going on with the story. We try to either help Princess Valencia or not, because she's currently being accused of a horrible crime against humanity in her area. So because we're trying to follow Arbiter Estelle Brockstrom back over to that, this is where we're going. We're currently here. We're going all the way through this industrial... Or, sorry, I apologize. Backwards. My bad. We're here in this quadrant. We're going to have to do 3 other jumps to get to this quadrant so that we can get that done. And this tells you how Far Fallen Rim... If you're familiar at all with the earlier games, you will know what the Far Fallen Rim is. You'll be familiar or have heard it. Let's put it that way. So that was a nice little bit. What is this? Fog's Loop. This quadrant is Sign Memoria Pass, Kale Reach, Dragon Rim, Dixie Maelstrom. I love the Tracy brothers, but where did you guys get this naming algorithm? Orion, wait, what? I think that was supposed to be Orion Expanse Delta. Alright, let's mark that as another typo that needs to be pointed out. Okay, so enough prattling on. Let's look at our consult. The quadrant map shows all of the sectors. Basically, this is kind of like your help thing. Shows all the sectors in the galaxy and hyperwarp gates that connect them. Here the captain can consult charts, review faraway quadrants, and plot courses to distant stars. Sparta. Our knowledge of rumors, contacts, and missions are all shown for each quadrant in this view. Okay, cool. So let's go back to status, because there are people that we have to, based on this right here, have to upgrade. Before we take off, it's just better to do it that way and get them done. I go to the filter up here, and I filter out by the people who need to be leveled. And these are all officers. Okay, so let's start with Brutus Aurelius. Brutus, I don't believe you're on stream on either one, are you? Brutus, are you here? Brutus, are you with us? In spirit, maybe? Brutus? Alright. Well, hopefully he trusts... he trusts me. I trust him. Hopefully he doesn't get too angry at me. Brutus, if you're watching, I'm sorry. The delay is something I've got to get used to. But let's go ahead and train you. You're currently a diplomat quartermaster. Let's go ahead and work on that quartermaster skills and get those up. Excuse me, hold on. Okay. Let's get a watchful eye. Not sure. Automatically passes a failed ship ops test in any situation, including deep space travel, landing, or hyperwarp jumps. I'd like that. Let's go out of here. Now their head's not cut off nearly as much. Hopefully you guys can see that okay, and that's decent enough. Some other thing that I wanted to point out to you on the officer screen. Now he's an officer. This is his hit points, his morale, his attributes, his skills. He comes from the world of Ralph Haven, and he was recruited in 210 AE, or after the event. +3, he's a charmer. Ah, he is a charmer. With a so +3 trait for charisma, a focus trait which gives him +1 to quickness, fortitude, and strength. He has one additional trait that we don't know about it because he is a man of intrigue. He gets $43 every 4 weeks. Last paid was 1 week ago, 3 days. Because of his stern eye, stern leader, and watchful eye. These are the talents that we picked up for that job, quartermaster. So you can train. Excuse me, I apologize. Okay. You can train in up to 3 jobs per officer or captain, if I remember correctly. And I believe that that might even be for the rest of them as well, for the rest of the crew too. But I know specifically that the captains and the officers can upgrade to 3 jobs and have additional talents for each of those jobs underneath them. Let's look at his, are those his stats? Let's look at his equipment. I like this new equipment screen, guys. This is much nicer than what it used to be, trust me. Okay, so this gives us a reinforced mesh weave. That's his personal armor. Soaks 15 to 30 melee damage and 17 to 34 basic or ballistic damage, pardon me. Has 0 deflection for bullets or lasers or anything else, but it does, because of its lightness, does give him a +3 evasion. I have to assume that that's because of the light weapon, light armor that he's wearing. I can't change it to anything else because it's the only thing we have in the weapons locker. So let's go back here. He does have a Predator pistol. And you can buy gear, guys. I want... Oh, see, I didn't think that was going to overlap there. Alright. So then, a Predator pistol. Now, because of that, I think he has a pistol trait, doesn't he? Go back to stats. He doesn't really have pistols. That's fine. Go back to equipment. I think we're going to keep him in the Predator pistol just because I think it's going to look better for him. Sorry guys, if I start getting quiet sometimes, it's because I'm trying to make sure that I'm not ignoring any potential chats that are coming in. And I'm looking, I have to play everything on one screen here on my laptop, and I'm using my smartphones additionally so that I can monitor the stream, which doesn't look like it's moved. No! Oh, I know why it hasn't moved. I am so sorry. I wish somebody had mentioned that to me. Oh, no. I am so sorry, guys. I can't believe I've been streaming now for 30 minutes. 30 minutes with the banner over the top of the actual screen. Well, that's how you learn. My apologies sincerely, guys. Straight out my apologies. I wish somebody had mentioned that in chat before. I am so sorry. Oh. Wow, I feel like a moron. Okay, well, let's carry on and move forward from that. I can't believe I didn't see that before. Arg. And I was showing off all those. I'll show them all off again. I had no idea you guys could not see that the banner was still in the way. It was supposed to be in the background, not in the foreground. Ugh. Man, that makes me feel like I'm screwing up my life. What's going on with my life right now? What's going on? Okay, so now that we've got that fixed, thank you guys for coming back and watching. I apologize that the the banner was in front of the screen. I thought it was behind, and I was not paying attention. I apologize sincerely. So the banner will be going away very soon. All right, let's go ahead and get back out of him, or out of this, and go to the next one here. Okay, so we're gonna ready to train Clarice Felink, who is currently our doctor merchant, and she's also from Ralph Haven. She has a calm trait, which gives her a plus 30% to resist debuffs, pardon me. She has Vulture, which is adept at picking over the wreck of a scavenged or scrapped ship, which gains 10% profits on salvaging enemy ships. And then she also has one additional trait that we have not seen just yet. This is the LordofSyn. Thank you guys for being patient with me, and for understanding that I didn't realize that the banner was completely blocking the entire screen. So I want to thank you again for all the support as you watch through. This is a learning process for me. I'm not used to doing live streams. I'm trying to get used to them, trying to get into working with them, and it's a learning process. It takes some time to kind of learn and figure things out bit by bit as we go. All right, let's get her a new work on her job. Let's work on another merchant or another merchant level for her and go back. And then finally for Captain Rowe, I'm going to give her I'm going to actually bump her up again in Smuggler. I think that's probably the best idea. Let's look at her equipment as well. Visual. Alright, there's that. Yeah, let's see if I can choose a different outfit. Oh, I think that one fits her better. I honestly do. I think that one fits her better as a captain. And I think we're going to change her name just a tiny bit here. Captain Roll. Roll. That'll work. Captain Roll. They see me rolling. Nope. Okay. Yes. Bad jokes. Bad jokes. I told you guys. Bad jokes. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Maybe. And I guess you can't rename the ship. Dang. I was hoping that would be added. Okay, that does bring me to one other thing that I'd like to point out actually really quickly about the Tracy Brothers. Tracy Brothers games will continue to be upgraded. These are not something that they just go out and just leave them there. They don't add microtransactions. They don't add loot boxes. What they do is they put out a solid, as best as possible, a solid launch, and then they will continue to follow up on that game for years. The original Star Traders RPG, as can be found in the the Android Google Play Store, the iOS Apple Store, the Amazon Store, Star Traders RPG, and then RPG Elite, which is obviously the slightly paid version. And when I say slightly paid, you're only paying a tiny bit to unlock the rest of the game. You essentially get it when you play the free version, but some of the other stuff is locked behind so that you can test it out in the free version. On this, which is the sequel, the direct sequel, Star Traders Frontiers is the direct sequel to the original Star Traders RPG and RPG Elite by the Tracy Brothers. Right now it's currently available for you on Steam, and I misjudged or misquoted yesterday, by the way. It is $11.99 American. Normally $14.99, but because of the launch, it's actually at 20% off for early access launch. So unfortunately, we can't name that. I did grab that stuff. They will be adding additional stuff along the way. Is the point that I was trying to get at. Let's go back here. Oh, map. That's what I was trying to get to. Derp. Alright, so we are currently going, and we're getting out. Stern leader, save command test. They're about to enter a hyper warp. Rift of Shaloon headed to the Sign Memoria Pass. And hopefully, yeah, Volley's efficient route helped out there. Thank you guys for watching and continuing. This is the Let's All Play Star Traders Frontiers. This is the Lord of Sin. I appreciate all of the dramatic, to me it was dramatic. It may not be much to most other people, but as I'm still trying to grow my channel out, the dramatic, an overwhelming response that I've gotten thus far in helping out with this launch of this game and getting this stuff done. It's helped me quite a bit. Let's take a look at our status and see if anybody needs to be leveled up here. No. Okay, let's filter this out just a tiny bit more to anybody who's injured. No. Let's go to all of our fighters, and we're going to put these as red shirts. Red shirts. Red shirts for the win. Alright, red there, red there, red there. Alright, so since I have all of the fighters up, by the way, really quickly, and it's a smaller amount of people that we have to look at, let's go ahead and take a look at our crew by traits. These are all of our fighters. So Paige is risky, scrappy, and has one additional trait we are not aware of. Classically trained traveler and one additional one. David is a charmer, a traveler, and one additional. Mysterious, and then 2 additional traits, as if that's not mysterious enough. And then 3 completely unknown traits, all the way around. So that's how you switch between those 2 right there. I believe that, yeah, that's it. Alright, so then we go back to the filter, go to ship ops. And we can see all of these people here. Each of these icons has their own different statement as well. I've got to get used to them again. I'm still trying to figure this out. Let's see here, though. That'll work. Alright, we're going to go back out. Let's go back to the map, and we're going to continue on our way navigating. We're about to hyperwarp again. Wow, that was quick. 22 fuel, took 3 days. Entering Thog's Loop. Alright, I'm going to hit space and just let it go. Oh, that won't work. Thank you, Sparta. Alright, let's go here. This is not friendly territory. The Atlas says they're over at the... I wish that would stay up a little longer. Ugh. That makes me ugh. Okay, this is wilderness. We're not going to go search all of that. How is that? Did the video come across? Alright, hold on, guys. I'm going to take a look at the stream and see if the color issues are coming across in the stream. Please tell me that... I hope the resolution's okay too, by the way. I mean, no, that number's still coming up all screwed up. Like, the other stuff is bright. Why are the numbers... Oh. I'm so confused. Alright, well, eventually I will figure out why I'm getting weird color artifacting in down here on these numbers. So this should read 17 of 50 with a yellow font over the blue font, and then there's a small light white or whiter or light bright or light blue, I guess you're trying to say, right here, line right here. And then these are yellow, and they're not coming across from what I can see in the stream. Okay, so let's forget all of that. There isn't much, but it's what I want to. But I want to see the inside of that spice hall. Of course, I know you do. So let's put them on. Nobody's going on leave. Nobody needs to. Oh, doctors are inadequate here. Okay. Paid wages. We're doing okay on that. Let's go here to status, and to our crew. We're going to level the people who leveled up. Now we're going to take a look at these. These are both still our officers. Why are my officers and not the rest of my crew leveling up? I don't even know. But look who's coming back up for another job promotion. Wow. Get down with your bad self. And we're going to continue working with you on your diplomat bit there, Mr. Brutus Aurelius. And we're going to name... I want to name somebody else. Name Clarice for somebody else or change her out. So, anybody else who is in the chat, if you're willing to kind of possibly make some decisions and virtually play this game, I'm willing to completely change Clarice around for you. Would you like to take over Clarice's position on the ship? If so, let me know in chat, and I will accommodate you so that we can I mean, don't get me wrong, I like Clarice, but I would prefer to have more personalized people who are in this with us. So we're gonna change her stuff around, or additionally, or add. We need navigator, so we're gonna do some really weird stuff, and give her an additional job as a navigator, because we really desperately need one. We do not have enough here. Okay, so there's that. Let's come back out, and come back out here, and go to the map and navigate on continue on our way. Going to the next warp jump, or warp gate, pardon me. About to jump to make an emergency hyper jump along the path of Shaloon to Far-Fallen Rim. Without enough fuel to safely make this jump, it will be a rough ride. We should be prepared for damage to both ship and crew, and a much longer jump time than usual. Oh whoa, 4 weeks, 3 days? What do you mean we don't have enough fuel? No, go back, we're not doing this. I thought we... My bad. Oh, that's right, we couldn't buy fuel. Hold on. That has a repair. We're going to go up here. And of course, ship contact with another smuggler. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, no, just kidding. Alright, so our contact. You can hear the bosun's pipe. Mass 3195. Range is 305,000 clicks. Closing fast. Target is a syndicate right chart. Smuggler. See, I knew I see, even Sparta called it yesterday when he said that they were going to come after us, so that's fine. But now hostile, which is -2 and they're coming at us to attack. However, we may be able to avoid, or pay a bribe to avoid conflict. Paying a bribe of 750 credits will keep the ship from reporting us to the local faction navy. I think honestly that's probably the better bet. That got them to a -1. Is it worth paying them an additional time? Yeah, let's just bribe them one more time. I'm not doing that. They're good. I'm not making them happy on my... You know what? Man, I just cannot believe I just dropped $2,400 on that, essentially. 2,400 credits. Oh, I could feel it in the wallet. No, don't hit fight. I almost hit that button. Oof. That would have not been happy. Alright, just so that we can come back, because I did not even really look at this screen that much either last time. Ships have cleared each other's long scan range and are now out of engagement. We gained 45 experience, and even though we bribed them, we did it pretty decently. So there's okay, Captain is level 5, Kevin 17 units of cargo to have 28 crew aboard. Nothing to report badly here. Let's go to the rumors and conflicts. Our ship, our reputation with this ship's captain's faction, say that 4 times fast, can play a major role in how they respond to our presence. We're known as a wanted criminal to Syndicate Rychard with a reputation of -25. We're not in good standing, okay? They don't like us at all. In the quadrant we're currently in, our quadrant is run by Clan Zenrin. Our reputation with them, who rule this quadrant, plays a major role in how we'll respond to our presence. We're known as neutral to Zenrin with a reputation of 0. There are no additional rumors, conflicts, political intrigues, or anything else. But I wanted to cover this so you guys can see that screen as well. Let's go back to orders, and we're going to go ahead and continue. I hope that I'm trying to, you guys, you know, are learning at the same time and putting it out there. Alright, so let me just chat in here really quickly. I apologize for getting all quiet there. I don't know why I said hey. I said hey, thank you. Hey, listen. Oh no, it's all fun and games till you get yelled at by a little fairy like that. Alright, so did we go to Charza? This is all Clan Zenrin. Do we go to the high-tech industrial, or do we go to Dervent? These look like they have both. So we're going to come out, we're going to go to Charza Capital first. And colonies like this, I wish that those would stay open longer. My bad. Nope, wrong button. Let's go to consult here. I'm just curious. If the ship needs repairs or fuel, visit the starport. If the crew needs replacement or rest and relaxation, visit the Spice Hall. Buy and sell at the exchange to make every trip profitable. Every zone is unique and offers different services and is the home to different contacts. You can bookmark zones with stars so that they are easy to find in the future. Everything from the price of fuel to the quality of recruits changes from zone to zone. Okay, so basically, if you are new to this game, the consult button is going to become one of your best friends, because it'll give you, it says, consult your ship's officers for advice, guidance, and warnings about the ship and crew. So that will help out quite a bit to people who are newer to this game. 6 per credit. Why not? I just paid 100, or paid a decent sum of money to bribe people out. All right, I don't have to do anything there. Don't have to do anything there. Go. Did I already do it? Yeah, I'm good. Spice Hall. Doctor. Wait, do we have wounded crew? I don't think we do. Okay, they want to go on leave. Go ahead and pay. I keep having to drag that up because of the scaling, maybe? I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, the best that I can do is play at 1366 by 768. It's the laptop that I have. So there's not much that I can do there. Let's go to the exchange and hopefully, no. Can we buy something at least? We did pretty decently in the 5 is all we can. Why can we only buy 5? Why is that the max? Clothing, I have to go back through here. 9. Let's go there. Water purifiers, 9 units. I'm just gonna do the max. Synthetic food. And if you notice, I went backwards with the lower end stuff, the price per units first, because they can be higher in somewhere else. Plus, the other cost is that these are going to be higher for anybody who's trying to sell to me right now. I mean, we're at 50 of 50 anyway, so we don't need any more. 21,000 credits left to go. Let's go ahead and go back out to orbit and go to the next land here. Go to the exchange. And I probably cannot sell any of this stuff. I don't think any of that's going to go. No, it won't. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Spice Hall. Doctor! Nobody needed the doctor after all? I guess that's okay. We're doing quite well. Let's buy those. Let's go back out to the map and go ahead and navigate on to our next portion of this mission that we're currently on. We're about to hyperwarp and jump. It's going to take us 6 days, but in essence, it still took us 6 days. Okay, but dropped down by 8. Nice. We're entering the far fallen rim. Did we actually check to see if everybody was leveled up? Okay, just making sure. Let's go ahead and navigate out. Oh, let's waypoint that, and then navigate out. Where is the ship? What do you mean no waypoint is set? I set the waypoint. Plotted route within quadrant to local system. Alright, what is the past factions? Tamp down. Did we join her on Kurtoba? Kurtoba. Alright, so I don't understand why it does not want to navigate out. We are currently right here. No, go back, go back. So, navigate now. That was an interesting way to have to do that. That was concerned. Whoa! Oh no. Alright, so arc scanner, basically it's an independent as a zealot. They're cautious now. I'm not bribing them. We're just going to retreat. We're not sharing any information with them. Just to make sure nobody got hurt, no injuries, no damage. Well, how did this get damaged? Oh no, in the jump we got Slight bit of damage there. Our Star Trader's license gives us, and they consider us a free trader with a permanent rank too. Okay, so we're good there. There we go. Alright, let's go back out and go ahead and continue on. Yeah! Alright. So we are good to go, and we continue navigating. Zoom in if we can. No, go back out. I wish we could rename the ship name. That's something I'm going to have to talk to the developers about to see if that's possible. Because honestly, I would love to rename it. I mean, any captain worth their salt would do that, I'm sure, right? They want to rename their ship, if possible, instead of it being a generic named frontier liner. I mean, we don't talk about, you know, we don't say Captain Kirk and the the Galaxy class starship, you know. It's actually named on a specific name. All right, we're at Rylene. We're gonna put this as a green, and we're going to do one last bit. Take a look around. No, go back, and we're going to land. I checked with the starport, Commander. Captain. Arbiter Brockstrom is here in the palace. Once we've settled our other business, perhaps we will pay her a visit. And Raoul. I've never seen so many ships in one place, says Paige. This is incredible. Devalto Syndicate on Rylene is the home planet, or not home planet, but it is run specifically by Devalto Syndicate. We have a plus 47 rep with them, which is really good. It has a 9 danger, which is actually pretty high, but a 24 economy, a 7 population, has a legendary starport, quadrant-wide military, the same totalitarian government I mentioned before, a pretty decent spice haul, and pretty high trade law. Just so that we can come back to this, I thought there was a way to scroll through the bark box, but I guess not. Alright, looking through here, sure landfall brought us close to the surface. Sometimes when we actually port to a planet, we may lose crew members, so that's something I want you to kind of keep an eye over here for. Now, because of Sparta's port maintenance talent, which thank you Sparta, it actually repaired 13 damage on, I believe, the jump gate drive that we had that got damaged on that last jump. So let's go ahead and go to the starport first, do any final repairs on the hyperwarp drive. It's only going to cost us $21 because she fixed 13 points, or he fixed 13 points, I pardon my misspeaking. And fuel is 6 per unit. We're going to grab those now while we're here. Go to the spice, go to the doctor. I knew it, the people got hurt. Thankfully it's only $20, so that's not too shabby. Brutus gets well-deserved leave. We don't need any more recruits, and people want their wages paid, so we're going to pay those. We're going to the exchange, and nothing is going to be worthwhile. This right here will tell you how much you're going to make profit off of it, and right now all of these are in the very unprofitable sectors or sections. Alright, let's go back to starport. Let's go back out here. Alright, and we're going to talk to Estelle so that we can continue. Let's see here. Let's look at her known details. Any damage to the contact's influence is reduced by 50% due to the reverence of their peers because she's respected. She is influential. She has access to bounty hunters, so she may recruit them. She is part of the Zendu bloodline, as we discussed in yesterday's episode, that she is one of the oldest, or one of the last Zendu Templars, and because of that, they are specifically very crazy about their bloodline. And they can remember memories from their lineage in their bloodline, almost like they have an animus. As part of their consciousness. They can physically go back and relive any of their ancestors' memories. It's in the blood, so to speak. This gives you the fact that they're an adversary of Clan Zenris, an archivist, Mile Klingbale, bless you, who is a radio, and then obviously Mitiana de Rose. Let's go ahead and see again. I can hire a bounty hunter if I needed to here. This allows us to meet different contacts that she's allied herself with, and to pay to meet those people and to gain new contacts. You can do that. But let's go ahead and do this. Glad that you came, Star Trader. It seems unwise to ignore the request of an arbiter. Well, why do you know that I've asked you here? But do you know why I have asked you here? Pardon me, I can't read today. Let's see, is it because of the Unionist cause or because of Caligan Fane? Obviously, I don't think we really discussed a whole lot. Let's do the Caligan Fane. No, it is not because of Prince Fane. So it was because of the other one. My bad. There is no longer a need for an arbiter to oversee the case against his daughter Valencia. Unfortunately, her guilt is no longer in question. The law must be upheld to the letter. But I did ask you here about a matter that Caligan and I are working together on for years, unifying the quadrants. Estelle has decisively cut Caligan from her list of allies. We must be careful to stay on the Arbiter's good side, lest we suffer the same fate and become blackballed. He was always a Unionist. He saw the importance of amending the faction accords to unite all of our people under a single coalition. It may be the defining issue of our day, whether or not the factions will come together under one centralized government. The faction leaders valued their planetary sovereignty and their self-rule. It would be hard to tame that spirit. Alright, so how would amendments, easy for me, I can't even talk right today. How would amendments for the United Coalition change our laws? Or, why would the factions resist the founding of a United Coalition? Why would the factions resist the founding of a United Coalition? There are already elements of faction leadership, senators and princes that are in support of the amendments for the United Coalition. But we have not reached a tipping point. Why are they resisting the change? Some fear the rule of a unified government will strip them of their own power and jurisdiction, Estelle said. Captain Rawl said, the shadow of the guild? Estelle agreed, yes, before the exodus of our people suffered under the guild's boot heel. Yes, before the exodus, our people suffered under the guild's... I can't... Yes, before the exodus, comma, our people suffered under the guild's boot heel. Now our people live in near slavery under the central government, Estelle said, without too many screw-ups. But we will not repeat these mistakes. The United Coalition will exist to enforce Shaloon law. It will steal no one's power. Give me just a second here, guys. Oops, wrong button. Give me just a moment. I wonder if the game audio is sufficient, perhaps? Hopefully that does not overpower it. Let's go back. Alright, so we will not repeat those mistakes. The United Coalition will exist to enforce Shaloon law. It will steal no one's power. Other resistors are only dragging their feet in hopes of gaining or in hope, I guess, maybe. In hopes of gaining political favors. In hope of gaining political favors in return for their support. My bad. Just ignore me. Now that's where you come in. That's where you come in, Captain Rawl. I need you to carry out some of those favors. But why? But why? But why? How would amendments for the United Coalition change our laws? Well, you know, times have changed. The discovery of the hyperwarp gates have... Let's mark that down too. Wait, that's supposed to be har, so it's supposed to be R. Carry the H out. Okay, the discovery of the hyperwarp gates are, or have reunited. So it is supposed to be have reunited a scattered people. I do apologize, guys. I want to make sure that I'm seeing these and we can report these glitches and typos and things like that to the developers, because they listen every day on their Discord. They listen every day on their forums. They listen to their people, to their fans, to the people who are playing their games, and they make adjustments quickly. They make updates at least once a week. This game, I guarantee you, will be most likely updated at least once a week, if not at least twice a week. And I'm probably really low lining that. During launch, they probably are going to be updating this, a couple of times over per week, if not 2 to 3 or 4 times per week. And then that'll obviously trickle down. But as with their other games, they will continue to support and put out additional content and updates for the next year at the very least. Okay. So times have changed. The discovery of the hyperwarp gates have reunited a scattered people. During the settlement after the Exodus, each set of colonies established their own senate. Well, that was just as it was dictated in the faction accords, right? By the order of law, and they did so. Oh, by the order of law, yes, and they did so justly as our prophet Shalun intended. But Shalun died 200 years into the Alzean campaign, and now the hyperwarp gates have reunited our people across unimaginable distances. Each of the quadrants fights tooth and claw for its own autonomy and to exert its dominance against its neighbors. Only a centralized government can bring all the quadrants together under a peaceful rule. Without such leadership, we live in a time of tumult and conflict. Each senate contradicts the next, and every judge grants rights to the retribution. Every judge grants rights to retribution justice against the next. I cannot talk today. Just as Callaghan Fane and his family were caught under the jurisdiction of another quadrant, correct? Justice will still come to those who break the law, says Estelle. Bum, bum, bum. But it would protect those wrongly accused. That is why myself and others are championing amendments to the Accords that would form a united coalition, a single unified government for all quadrants, if you would. With the elected officials from every quadrant, the united coalition would maintain the rule of law as Shalun intended. So now we have different options here. Are the Templars in favor of the united coalition? Our galaxy is changing. We need a united government to steer us. What will happen if this united coalition fails to form? Or as a people, we Star Traders value our independence. So then why would we accept this? I'm going to actually leave this on screen, and I invite temporarily, because I'm going to go take a break really quick. I have 1 more hour at least in me for this live stream, maybe more, but I'm going to go take a 5-minute break. And in the comments down below, which one of these options or these response options should we choose? This is LordofSyn for Syn's Arcade. I will be right back in less than 5 minutes. Thank you very much for your patience. I apologize for the wait. I am back. This is LordofSyn. Alright, you're only going to get one option, honestly. So we're going to choose D per Sparta's request. We do welcome Officer Sparta back onto the ship. Thank you, Sparta, for revisiting again. Let's go ahead and choose D. Now, it varies on who you ask. Many see the truth that the law must change to stay vibrant, to stay relevant. Others believe that Shalhoun looked forward as well as he looked back, and that the laws he laid out in the faction accords are perfect as they are. But they, too, are Zendu. If they choose to look back into their ancestral lineage with a critical eye and an open heart, they would see the same truth that I see. The law must be upheld. That does not mean the law cannot change. So as people, let's see, our galaxy is changing. What will happen? What will happen if this united coalition fails to form? Well, remember that we arbiters are Zendu, like the Templar Militiant. I too carry the genetic memories of my ancestors from my bloodline in my lineage. We are political creatures, involved in the machinations of government, justice, and law. But I know, and what I know, is that without the United Coalition, there will be great conflict ahead. There's been a time of harmony and goodwill between the factions after the unification, but the Hyperwarp Gate created a mighty boom for trade, research, and quality of life. And that will wane, and then the power struggle will begin. Isn't that how it always is, though? I mean, usually, whenever there's prosperous times, it's inevitably going to fall apart. That's just how hey, sorry. Sorry, guys, that was me knocking on the table that I'm on. Sorry about that, guys. Trying to calm the dogs down. You didn't really miss a whole lot. We're just continuing on the story. If anything, you missed my blunder with the first roughly 40 minutes where I still had the banner on the screen and nobody could see what was going on. So I apologize sincerely to anybody who was watching then and has been paying attention the entire time. I cannot thank you enough for your continued support and the viewers that I have. Going back to the story, that will wane and then the power struggle will begin, because people are people and they'll do whatever they can, agreed, blah blah blah. Now, when the time comes, we Unionists fear the local senates will become pawns in a greater play. As a people, we Star Traders value our independence. Why would we accept this? The galaxy is changing. We need government, united government to steer us. As a people, we bear some genetic memory. All Star Traders have a memory of centuries under the tyrannical guild in their genetic fabric. Please tell me I am actually okay. Good. I'm gonna make sure my mic was picking up. Sorry about that. As a people, we have written our law according to that. And now we must rewrite the very law that protect our way of life. So you need our help. So what you're saying is, well, there are princes and there are powerful figures within each faction who could be convinced to support the United Coalition. I appreciate that you understand the line that we Unionists must walk. We must uphold the law, but we must also carefully change that law as accordingly so for the next generation. If you are willing, I can make it worth your time. I need you to carry out some political favors on my behalf for certain faction leaders. Now, I will say this really quickly, and let me take a quick aside. I'm sure we have all played games where you're going to run into somebody who is a powerful leader and needs your help to do stuff that they can't do, and you kind of question, well, why couldn't you have just done this? Why do I have to go on this fetch quest? Why do I need to go do this other stuff for you? And part of that a lot of time is just to get you involved into the story, involved into what is going on. This is no different than that, but this one does a little bit different in the aspect that it's a massive, and you're just a tiny little person trying to possibly make some differences. This is your story. This is this captain's story, and we're following along to see whether or not it'd be worth the time. I don't know. I'm going to have to consult my officers to find out if this is worth the time or not. But if we do, then she needs us to carry out some political favors on behalf for certain faction leaders. That will probably help our career as well. If we can win a few more supporters, we will reach the tipping point. Okay, I'm gonna go get my coffee that I had started brewing. I'll be right back. Got my water, got my coffee, I'm good to go for at least another 40 minutes. I may try to even squeeze a whole other hour out of this. This is the Lord of Sin for Sin's Arcade. We are currently playing a Let's All Play Star Traders Frontiers. Yesterday was the launch of Star Traders Frontiers, the newest game in the Star Traders line of games from the Tracy brothers. It is now available for a purchase on Steam Early Access for a 20% discount of $11.99 American US dollar. I don't know what the conversion rate for different countries are. You can find it inside of Steam and just look up Star Traders Frontiers. So going back to the game, really quick before I continue further, I do want to point out that this is an interactive Let's All Play. I invite any of my viewers to, in the chat, chat out. Do you want to be one of the crew members? Do you want to be an officer? I will gladly get, information from you to see how you want to help kind of change or make decisions in the story. Basically, I want this to be a tutorial, but also a kind of virtual play for people who may not be sure if they want to get the game just yet. They want to see what's available for it, or are interested in getting the game but want to have an opportunity to kind of test it out before they actually get it. So just wanted to put that out there. Thank you guys for allowing me to do that. Forcing others to do what they cannot do themselves. Yes, that's essentially what they're doing. So she said she needs us to do some things for her. If you pay well enough, we're willing to help. This is probably what I would choose as a smuggler, because that's kind of what I'm into it, right? I'm trying to smuggle stuff for as much money as possible. The need is clear. Tell us how we can help. The factions will have to sort out their own mess. We aren't interested. We will run your errands, but you'll be in our debt, Arbiter. That may not be a wise decision. But because I currently have an officer on deck, Officer Sparta Dante, what do you think we should choose here? Should we choose A, B, C, or D? As a matter of fact, I'm asking anybody inside of the chat. B, honestly? Okay, we're going to choose B. I'm asking anyone else in the chat if they think that we should choose something else. But we're going to go ahead and go with B this one. Ah, you wish to have an arbiter in your pocket. Don't we all want an arbiter in our pockets? I mean, why not? Well, this is your chance, Star Trader. Boom! Good choice, Sparta. Good choice. Each faction brings their own strengths, value to the negotiating table. When it comes to military might, few can measure up to the Kadar Syndicate. The other factions need their defense forces. The quadrants need their naval marines. Well, we've